My name is Princess Seraphina, and for my entire life, I lived in a cage. Not a cage of bars, but one of pristine, white metal and shimmering glass. My home, the floating city of Aethelgard, was a marvel of engineering, suspended high above the clouds. But to me, it was a prison. My parents, King Theron and Queen Alara, were kind, but their faces were etched with a permanent worry I couldn't understand. They insisted Aethelgard was our sanctuary, our shield against the great contamination left on the world below. The surface is toxic, Seraphina, my father would say, his hand on the window, gesturing to the endless clouds beneath us. The air is poison. We stay here, where it is safe, where you are safe. My tutors taught me advanced science and diplomacy, but they never spoke of the world below. All records were sealed, but I was curious. When I was a child, I managed to override the city's network blocks for just a few minutes. I gained control of a single maintenance drone as it descended through the clouds for an atmospheric sample. For 3 minutes, I saw it. Green. So much green. Forests, rivers, and a boy. He was my age, looking up at the drone with wonder before it self-corrected and returned to its mission. That image was burned into my memory. A secret I never shared. As I grew, my prison felt smaller. I spent my nights in the city's data archives, bypassing security protocols, searching for the truth. I found fragmented reports, ancient maps, and whispers of a world that wasn't dead, just different. The breaking point came on my 19th birthday. My parents announced my protocol union to Prince Cassian of the sister city, Volantes. It wasn't a marriage, it was a data merge, a political alliance to secure our resources. You will secure the future of our people, Seraphina, my mother said, her voice soft but firm. I stared at them, the polite smile on my face faltering. They weren't asking me. They were telling me. That night, I finalized my plan. For years, I had been siphoning components, building a small one-person glider in a forgotten maintenance shaft. It was time to see the green for myself. Under the cover of Aethelgard's nightly recalibration cycle, I slipped into the shaft. The wind buffeted my small craft as I launched into the open air, a terrifying, exhilarating fall into the unknown. I must have blacked out because I woke up on soft moss, surrounded by enormous, glowing fungi. The air was sweet and rich, filling my lungs. It wasn't poison. It was life. You're awake. Good. I thought the fall might have scrambled your brain. I sat up, my head pounding. A young man was crouching by a small fire, poking it with a stick. He had sharp, intelligent eyes and was wearing clothes patched from a dozen different materials. It was him, the boy from the drone feed, all grown up. Where am I? The Deepwood. You're lucky my traps were set for scavenge bots, not skyfolk. What's your name? Sarah, I lied. My craft malfunctioned. He looked at my glider, now a wreck of high-tech metal. Skyfolk. Figures. You people never look where you're going. He sighed, standing up. I'm Leo. Come on, you can't stay here. The night crawlers will be out soon. He took me to his village, a beautiful ramshackle town built into the trunks of giant trees. People weren't sick. They were laughing, working, living. Leo showed me his world. We ate moon fruit that tasted like stars, and he taught me to ride a gravity sled, a repurposed metal sheet that hovered just over the ground, down the grassy hills. Your home? I asked one night, looking up at the sky. You can't see it from here. Aethelgard, he spat, his voice hardening. My grandmother used to say they're the ones who poisoned the world. The great contamination wasn't from the earth, Sarah. It was from the sky. I felt a cold dread. What do you mean? Before I was born, there was a war. The sky cities fought each other. The contamination was just a bioweapon one of them released. It failed mostly, but it killed my grandfather. They sealed themselves up, left the rest of us to die. They're cowards and liars. I didn't know what to believe. But as I spent my days with Leo, my heart ached. I was falling for him, for this life, and it was all built on a lie. Then they came. Not guards, but sleek silver security drones. They descended from the clouds without a sound, their red optical sensors scanning the village. They had tracked me, a locator beacon embedded in my glider's chassis. You, Leo shouted, seeing the drones hone in on me. You're one of them. You led them here. No, Leo, I can explain. But it was too late. A containment field shimmered around me, lifting me off the ground. The last thing I saw was Leo's face, a mixture of terror and betrayal, as the drones carried me back into the clouds, back to my prison. When I was returned to the throne room, I was no longer a dutiful daughter. I was a queen in my own right, and I was furious. You lied, I yelled, the word echoing in the sterile, silent hall. The air isn't poison. The people aren't gone. You lied to me. My father, King Theron, looked older than I had ever seen him. We did what we had to do to protect you. Protect me from what? Life? Freedom? From him, my mother whispered, her face pale. She touched a console, and a holographic image appeared. A man who looked like my father, but with cold, cruel eyes. Your uncle, Malachi, my father said, his voice heavy. He was my brother, and he believed Aethelgard should rule the world below, not hide from it. When the council refused, he tried to seize control. He was the one who developed the bioweapon. He planned to release it on the surface, to cleanse it, then hold the other sky cities hostage. My mother continued, We stopped him, but a small amount was released during the fight. It killed hundreds. We exiled him to a remote surface colony. We told everyone it was a great contamination. We told you the surface was toxic because we were terrified he would one day return. We were terrified he would find you. Why tell me now? I asked, the anger draining away, leaving only a hollow sadness. Because we just received a transmission, my father said, standing tall. The surface colonies captured him. The threat is gone, Seraphina. Truly gone. I looked at my parents, seeing them for the first time not as a king and queen, but as two people crippled by fear, who had built a cage for their daughter to keep her safe from a monster. The next day, I stood before the Aethelgard City Council. We have lived in the sky for too long. Hiding from a shadow, I declared. The world below is not dead. It is waiting. My first act as crown princess was to open a channel. I sent a message, not as a princess, but as Sarah. I sent it to a small village in the Deepwood, to a boy with intelligent eyes. I told him the truth, and I asked for his forgiveness. And then I asked for his help, because a bridge cannot be built from only one side.